All right, I think we're ready to get started. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from. My name is Joseph, and I oversee our MLS partnerships here at CubiCasa. So excited to chat with all of you today in this 102 level session as we dive into all of our available products and really highlight all of the amazing things that you can do from just one single 5-minute scan of a property, including the all new CubiCasa tour, which we'll give you a closer look at here in just a bit. I'm also joined today by Daniela from our success team. She'll give us a look into the dashboard to show you the ins and outs of some of the products and features that we're going to talk about today. Hopefully, by now, everyone that's joining us has at least downloaded the app and begun scanning properties to create these floor plans. But if not, no worries. I always like to start out with a quick introduction to what CubiCasa is and what you can actually use our tool for. And then for today's session, we're going to hone in on how you can unlock the power of that one single 5-minute scan that you do to create multiple different types of floor plan products that you can then use to market your active listings and to help your buyers make the decision of which home to move forward with, what actually makes the most sense for them. We'll also take a look at the dashboard to show you where and how you can access all of these different products and features. As we're walking through everything today, please feel free to use the Q&A function within Zoom to send over any questions that you have. We'll be keeping tabs on that as we go. We'll also send a couple of links over in the chat box, so don't forget to follow along there as well. And then we'll leave the webinar open at the end for about 10-15 minutes or so, just to allow time for additional Q&A. We're also going to be doing some holiday giveaways at the end of today's webinar, so don't forget to stick around to see if you're one of our lucky winners. But with that, I think we are ready to dive in. So as I mentioned, I'm going to give that high level background in case CubiCasa is brand new to any of you. So we started a number of years ago, essentially as a floor plan redraw service, but we've evolved into what we are today, which is an amazing mobile app that allows you to quickly and easily scan a property in just a couple of minutes to create an accurate floor plan of the home. You'll also get the individual room dimensions like you see on the floor plan example there, and be able to generate different types of reports that will highlight key information or features of the home. The goal here, just across the board and at a high level, is to bring a floor plan to every single real estate listing across the country. We know from our research that consumers want to see floor plans. They're asking for them to be included on listings. Additional research from companies like Zillow and Respi AI show that consumers spend more time on listings that have rich media like floor plans. They're more likely to click into those listings that have floor plans. And some consumers have even said that they'll skip over a listing entirely if there isn't a floor plan or virtual tour available. And because of our partnership with your MLS, if you're joining us today, you now have an incredibly easy way to be able to create these floor plans and to give consumers in the market exactly what they're looking for when searching for their next home. Our vision here is for basic floor plans to just kind of become standard practice for all new listings, and then for you to be able to take the listing to the next level by using some of those additional products that we're going to cover today. Now, once you've completed that 5-minute scan of a property, that's what we use to generate all of these different products. You'll be able to create 2D floor plans like you see on the top left there, some different types of overview reports of the property, as well as even creating 3D style floor plans, which you see on the right-hand side here. Today, we're going to take a quick look at the available 2D options. We'll dive into our all-new virtual tour feature that we have bundled into our Plus floor plans, and then dive into some of those 3D options that we have available as well, again, that you can create all from that one single scan. Now, diving into the 2D options, the best place to start here are our free basic floor plans. These are called Light, and what you'll see on the left-hand side of the screen. These will show an outline of the space that you scan, highlight the room dimensions that you can toggle on or off, and they're going to be free for properties up to 5,000 square feet of scanned area. So that will include the internal square footage of the home, as well as any of those outdoor spaces that you capture, like decks, porches, or patios. The Plus upgrade, which you see a sample of on the right-hand side of the screen here, unlocks a number of different features. We'll look at a number of these over the next couple minutes here, but this particular example that you see on the screen highlights the fixed furniture. So I would say this is kind of the key piece of the Plus package, and this is really the style that you'll typically see on the active listing. In the fixed furniture, you'll see things like appliances in the kitchen, any islands or roundabout countertops. You'll also see things like fixtures in the bathrooms and wet spaces, as well as any sort of built-ins. So if you have a fireplace with built-in shelving in the living room, that will all be drawn into the floor plan. And lastly, you'll see the door swing direction for all doors within the home. So just to show you kind of the side-by-side breakdown here, if you can see my cursor here hovering over the primary bath on the top right of the floor plan, this is a good place to look to see the difference between the basic floor plan and the fixed furniture floor plan. You can see all of the fixtures in the bathroom. So we've got the tub, the shower stall, the vanities are included here. You can see the toilet in this separate water closet. You also see the actual shelves in the walk-in closet area. So it's a nice way to see everything that's included and kind of take that floor plan to the next level to really understand everything that's happening within the space. Now, with that plus style floor plan, it also unlocks a number of different things. The next thing we're going to look at is customization. So on the left-hand side of the screen here, we've got one of our most popular templates. This is earth tones. We've got a number of these pre-made color templates that you can choose from, or you can create your own. You can create a completely custom style. You can even upload your own logo that will be included on the bottom of the floor plan and save out multiple versions. So you can have a simple black and white version that you use for the listing, but then save out one of these colorful options that you can use to market the home on Facebook or Instagram, or to include as a takeaway, a printout for an open house, or any type of situation like that. Just a really nice sort of branded piece of material to match the property. On the right-hand side of the screen here, we've got an example of the GLA report or the gross living area report. This is typically used by appraisers. It will show the livable versus non-livable square footage of a home. So for agents joining us today, this is a great option if you have a home that has a partially finished basement, for example, or if the top story of the home has areas with low ceiling height. This will actually show that breakdown, both the dimension, so you'll see the actual calculations of that breakdown, but then you'll see the very easy to read floor plan here, green versus red for livable versus non-livable spaces. Some different reports that get included with the plus style floor plans are the home report and snapshots. The home report, which you see a sample page of here, will include a cover page that has all the high level details of the home. So beds, baths, total square footage, if there's a garage, that type of info. And then we'll dive into a level by level and room by room breakdown of the space, making it very easy to share things like the individual room dimensions with each of your clients. On the right-hand side of the screen, you see a sample page of the snapshots report. So snapshots actually allows you to take photos as you're walking through scanning a property, and then you'll be able to generate a report that looks just like this, where each of your photos are included next to a floor plan, pinpointing exactly where that photo was taken in the space. So just a nice way to highlight key features of the home that maybe aren't included on the listing photos, or if you're working with a first-time home buyer, for example, a nice way to highlight features that may be new to them, things like the electrical panel, water heater, water tank, those types of features within the home. Now, the plus style floor plans, which we've looked at over the last couple slides here, are our most popular option. This is one simple upgraded package that will unlock a number of different things, some of which we've just looked at. And these make it really easy for you to be able to enhance your listing and kind of take it to the next level. So you'll get the fixed furniture, which we talked about, customized options like you see on the sample here. A moment ago, I mentioned saving out a simple black and white version for the listing and then having the colorful version that you could use for marketing. This is a good example of that. This is the same floor plan, just shown in two different styles. You also may have noticed we've chosen colors that are similar to the CubiCasa logo and branding for that color scheme to give you a visual of what your customized style might look like if you were to include your brokerage logo, for example, and change up the colors of the floor plan to match your broker branding. In addition to the individual room dimensions that you'll see featured on this floor plan here, you'll also get the total interior square footage calculations that will be listed along the bottom of the floor plan, alongside a disclaimer mentioning that the measurements are deemed highly reliable but not guaranteed. What's most exciting about our plus style floor plans is an all new feature that we just launched a few weeks back called CubiCasa Tour. So this is our all new AI powered virtual tour that allows you to create an interactive floor plan just by submitting your CubiCasa scan like normal. So there's nothing different or additional that you need to do when it comes to scanning the property. And then you'll just upload the listing photos that, again, you're already going to be taking for that home. There has never been a faster, easier, or more affordable way to create a virtual tour. All you need to do is scan the property, submit your listing photos alongside your Plus or Plus 3D floor plan order. And from there, we'll automatically generate the tour experience for you and provide that hosted URL, making it very easy for you to then copy paste into the virtual tour field of the listing, share out on social media, wherever you want to blast it out from there. The tour is only going to take a couple of moments for us to generate, and then that hosted tour experience will look just like what you see on the right-hand side of the screen here. Rather than just cycling through these few photos, I'm actually going to switch over the tab so you can get a view at the actual tour. And it looks like my screen is getting a little bit cut off here, but you can still see the main content of the tour. There's two different ways that you can interact with the tour. On the left-hand side of the screen, you will see the actual floor plan that you've created alongside all of these clickable hotspots. Each of these, as you click into them, will take you to the photo that was actually taken within that spot of the home. Navigating through the floor plan, you can also pan around, zoom in and out, and then you'll have this toggle here that will recenter and rezoom out the floor plan. You can also toggle between the different floors of the property using this drop down here if it is a multiple story home. On the right-hand side of the screen, you will see the photographs, and these you can just kind of swipe through the same way you would on a normal photo carousel. But as you're going through, you'll notice those hotspots on the floor plan will change color to highlight exactly where that photo was taken into space. So this is just a really clean, simple way for consumers to be able to navigate through a property and allows you to be able to combine, again, those things that you're already creating for the property. So the floor plan, the listing photos, kind of marry them together to take them to the next level with that more interactive experience. Now, after you've created the tour and you have this live experience that consumers can come to, you'll also be able to then manage the tour, edit it, all that sort of fun stuff. So the quick edit tool that you're already using to make edits to your floor plans now also allows you to make edits to the CubiCasa tour. So you'll be able to quickly and easily add or remove photos. You can even go in and adjust each of those individual hotspots, move them around, rotate them within the space. We'll place everything automatically, of course, but then you will be able to go in if you've got multiple photos in, one single room in the living room or the dining room, for example. It can look a little clustered or crowded. You can go in and move each of those out, drag them around as needed, or rotate just so it matches up a little bit better with what is visible in real life. When it comes to managing the tour, you'll do all of that in the same sort of tab here. You'll be able to select a cover photo that gets displayed when the tour is pulled up. You can toggle the tour on or off from here. So if the property goes off the market or is sold, you can turn that tour off so it's no longer visible to the public. You'll also be able to toggle on the room dimensions of the space. So if you want those to be visible on the top right as you're on a photo or clicking into that area, say the dining room, for example, you can have that toggled on or off. From the same page here is also where you'll be able to access the share settings for the tour. So the hosted URL will live here where you can then copy paste it. We also have an embed code. So if you wanted to frame out the tour experience on a dedicated property website or just your own website to kind of highlight that property, highlight that listing, that again is a simple copy paste. So it's super easy to do with either of those options that you choose. In a moment, Daniela will give us a look at how to create the tour, manage it, and edit it from your CubiCasa dashboard. But I do encourage everyone to try it out with your next listing. It's an incredibly powerful tool and very simple. It's only going to take us about 5 minutes to create the tour. And on your end, it's only going to take you about 5 minutes to scan the property and upload the listing photos. So now that you've created the 2D floor plans to showcase the layout of the home and include on the listing, you've now created your CubiCasa tour to give that more immersive experience for potential home buyers. The next step is to bring the home to life using 3D. So while floor plans and the photos that get used in the tour are, of course, great resources for home buyers to get a feel for the home, you're still just looking at one single room at a time. So this is where our available 3D products come into play. The 3D floor plans, which you see a couple samples of here, allow you to get that bird's eye view into the entire property as a whole, and not just a vacant home or sort of outline of the space like we see with 2D floor plans. These will actually be filled with furniture. So we'll match the furniture and colors and textures of the floors, walls, appliances, everything like that, as closely as possible to how they are in real life. And we can even fill a vacant home with furniture just to better visualize that space. If you have a home that's partially packed up, for example, or even if you have, a living room or a basement that maybe has a lot of mismatched furniture and it doesn't necessarily show well for photos and things like that, we'll be able to streamline all of that, all of the furniture, all of the features within the home to really show the home in its best light. This is also a style that a lot of apartment communities are already using for their floor plans. Again, just because it helps better visualize what a property looks like with furniture in it. So it's something that potential home buyers are already going to be familiar with seeing. If you do choose to create one of the 3D floor plans, you can then take that a step further by including a 3D video rendering. So I'm going to have this playing in the background while I talk about it, and then I'll send over the link to this video in the chat box in just a few moments so you can take a closer look. I'll also send another example of a special holiday promotion that we're running right now, where we can actually sort of decorate the home for the holidays through the end of the year. But as this video is playing, you'll see it's going to be a couple-minute long walkthrough of that rendered space. One of the common questions we get is, does the root eye actually scan the home that I walk through, determine what this video looks like? The answer is no. We'll map out the route that makes the most sense, is the most visually appealing, typically starting at the front door and kind of working our way through from there. This will help buyers really get a feel for what it's like to be inside the home, even if they're not there. So, this is a really great resource if you're working with out of state buyers, or I would say what we most commonly see is out of state investors, to be able to really understand the layout of the space. And because we'll clean up the property and kind of showcase it essentially staged, like you see here, it's a great option for properties or homes that might not be quite photo or video ready. As I mentioned, I'll send over a couple more links. We're not going to sit here and watch through this whole video as we move up to the second floor, but we do have additional examples on our YouTube channel. So I encourage you to check those out if you want to get a better look at some of these different 3D options. Last thing to call out is something that maybe not used so often for new listings and probably only with some of your buyers. But I do want to call out that you can generate CAD files, both 2D and 3D, for any home that you scan. So these are going to be editable files that you can use with just about any CAD software to go in and make any sort of digital adjustments to the home. If you're working with clients who are going to flip the home, for example, remodel the kitchen, take down a wall, any sort of project like that, this is an option to do all of that planning and all of that work digitally before you actually go in and start renovation or even demolition of the home. So as you can see, there's a number of different options that you can quickly and easily create to be able to enhance your listings, provide great resources to any of your clients on either the sale or even the buy side, and really just to improve the home buying experience in general for consumers in your market. The whole plan of everything that I've walked through today is to show you everything that you can create from one single 5-minute scan. CubiCasa is already a powerful tool to be able to create those 2D basic floor plans that you're probably already doing, but hopefully now you see how you can really unlock the power, the full potential of those scans to create amazing marketing material. As a reminder for those of you joining us today, you're going to have unlimited access to our free light floor plans, which is the first style floor plan that we looked at. And many of our MLS partners have sponsored additional benefits. So be sure to double check your account to ensure that your MLS affiliation is added. If you are brand new to CubiCasa, you can click through the CubiCasa link on your MLS dashboard, and that will pre-populate all of your benefits for you. Something Daniela will show us here in a moment when we take a look at the dashboard is that you can also select any of these products at any time after you've done the scan. So even if you just want to start out with a basic free floor plan for all of your properties, which is actually my recommendation, just so you have it there and ready to go, you can then come back after the fact to be able to create some customized 2D styles of the floor plan, add the CubiCasa tour, or even to select 3D floor plans or video renderings to add something new to a listing that's maybe been sitting for a while. Last thing I like to call out, since we've looked at a lot of different products, a lot of different things that you can do and create, a lot of things that you may have questions about as you're getting started, is our awesome support team. We're available for any questions as you get started with creating, editing, customizing your floor plans. You can reach us at any time. Live chat will be the fastest way to get in touch. It's baked into both the mobile app as well as the desktop site. Just a little speech bubble icon on the bottom right that kind of follows you throughout. And then if you want to get in touch with our email support, you can contact mlshelp@cubicasa.com, which is a priority inbox specifically for our MLS partners like you guys. So that's everything that I wanted to cover today on my end. Hopefully this was helpful for you to see a few different options that you have when creating floor plans for your listings. Again, if you haven't created your CubiCasa account yet, that will of course be the first step. So just head to your MLS dashboard, click the CubiCasa link. That will pre-populate all of your benefits for you. You can also scan this QR code on screen just to get some more ideas for how agents are using floor plans. For now, I'll check in with Daniela to see if we've had any questions come through or any common questions that she'd like to touch on. And then I'll toss it over so she can walk us through the CubiCasa Tour experience on your dashboard and then show you where and how you can create some of these different new options for your listings.
Thank you, Joseph. And thank you for everyone who has posted their questions. We got some really good ones that I would like to cover with the group. So one of those was, will CubiCasa work on curved walls? And the answer is yes, it will work on any sort of weird shape. I believe we've even done a shoe-shaped house, believe it or not, and it still came out okay. So the most important thing is just making sure that when you scan, you are following our best practice tips that are popping up for you on the screen as a reminder, and you capture that baseboard area. A few open questions we got is on the 3D tree, the tour, if you clean up the house, can you change the wall colors and add disclosure that the house has been virtually staged? And the answer is yes. We can customize your 3D tour to any design or customization that you would like. And then you could add that disclaimer text to the video itself when you provide it to your clients. Another question is, are we available in all states? Not only are we available in all states, we are available on a lot of other countries as well. So you are welcome to use this there. Someone looks like they missed our first webinar, and that webinar it will be recorded and shared out if you are part of an MLS. That link will be shared with your MLS as well. And then we also have a webinar tomorrow too, if you're interested on how to customize your floor plans and a deeper dive on some of the editing tools that I will just briefly touch on today. Another link is how long does the 3D stay live? I'm not sure if you mean the CubiCasa tour, which that you set the settings on when you want it to be live or not, and I will show you how to do that here in a minute. The 3D video tour, if you upload that into a listing, that depends on how much that listing is active. If you upload it into a different site, then you would have to control when it would be visible or not for your 3D render, since it is just an MP3 video. So I'm going to go ahead and move us forward in sharing the dashboard portion, but please feel free to keep putting in your Q&A throughout the webinar. We will also leave some time at the end to cover those questions as well. And then keep an eye out for the comments section. Joseph will be posting some helpful links for you as well. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you guys how to access all the great products and features that Joseph just showed us from within your dashboard page. It looks like it's loaded for us. So once you have your CubiCasa page pulled up, I do want to mention that you have two versions of your account. They're both linked. One is your app and the other one is your desktop, which I have pulled up here. The app is where you create your scans, and then once you send them for processing, you'll be able to access them through your dashboard page here, where you'll have access to different customization and ordering options as well. It's also a lot easier to upgrade from this dashboard portion. Landing on your dashboard at the top, you'll have access to our preferred photographer network. So if you are too busy to create a scan yourself, you can always order a floor plan from any of these websites, and they're a great resource for you. And below will be access to your most recent orders. To open up a specific order page, simply go ahead and click on that address. And some features that you will see within every order page that will help you better navigate and find all the different packages and products is here at the top, you'll see different tabs available. So this current tab is showing you a 2D floor plan, a plus floor plan. So it does include customization and coloring options. It does have also the GLA option available with the total calculations at the bottom. Next tab is your CubiCasa tour. So with the Plus package, you'll be able to create your own CubiCasa tour, and it's as easy as 3 simple steps. So all you'll have to do is attach your photos. Then you will select a cover photo, which will be the first photo that appears on your tour. And then you will generate the tour by selecting on that link. After that, it only takes a few minutes for it to load. And I want to pull up an example here of what it shows once it's completed. So you will see here, similar to the example Joseph shared earlier, you will have a preview of that interactive floor plan where you'll be able to view the floor plan as well as the photos. Now, if for whatever reason you realize that some adjustments or additional photos need to be added, the quick edit tool that we referenced earlier is available here as well. And once you select it, you'll be taken to a new tab where you'll have access to not only edit the CubiCasa tour, but also your standard 2D floor plans for both the Lite and the Plus packages. So in order to edit your CubiCasa tour, simply select the floor level you need on the upper corner, click on the location marker. To adjust the location marker, simply move it around with your mouse. You'll notice this pop-up box appear when I clicked it. So this is where you'll be able to manage the order of your photo carousel. You'll be able to upload additional photos from this icon. And if there, for whatever reason, are any unmatched photos that our AI system couldn't automatically detect for you, it's as simple as clicking that photo and dragging it within the floor plan. And then that location marker is created for you. You can also choose to hide or delete that photo if you want as well. Other features that can be done with the quick edit include adjusting the label, so adjusting the positioning, changing the name entirely. You can add extra labels. If you do want to go with the GLA option, you can select which spaces are included or excluded from the total calculations. You can add measurement lines and so much more. If you are interested in going a little bit deeper with the quick edit tool, we will have a webinar tomorrow at the same time that will give a little bit of a deeper dive on how to use this. But for now, I will go ahead and close out. So once you save your changes and your screen is done loading, you will simply exit out of this tab, wait a couple of minutes, and your new CubiCasa tour or 3D floor plan will be updated. Once you are ready to share, simply select the Share tab. And this is where you can choose when you want to deactivate that link later on if your listing goes off market. You can also choose whether or not you want to display the room dimensions or not, or the property address, and your link or embedded code will be available through here as well. The next tab I want to cover is your GLA. So if I have any appraisers with us today, I highly recommend going with this option if you are planning to use ANCI aligned floor plans. This one is ANCI aligned. We also do include the total GLA calculations on the basic 2D along with this specific floor plan for you. The Plus also comes with the Hope and Snapshot reports that are available for download here. If you are going with the snapshot report, just make sure you take photos while you're scanning. That way you'll be able to generate that report here. And lastly, all 3D products are available here as well, including our 3D floor plan, our CAD files, and our 3D video render. Now, if you ever want to upgrade to any of these products later on after your orders have already been initially delivered, You can always do so under the upgrade icon here at the top. Simply select the products that you would like to include, review your order, and once you have selected them, we will get started on working on those for you. And you will receive an email notification letting you know once those have been completed. Now, the next thing I want to cover is your settings, and under company, if we have any MLS users with us today, you can add your MLS membership code if you have one. It's really easy. All you have to do is add your MLS name and add your MLS login ID, select verify account, and if we do have an active partnership with your MLS, that discount code will appear for you here. Next is your billing. So if you do decide to go with any of the paid products, you'll be able to see your billing within this link. I do just want to say as a reminder that no credit card is needed at all if you just choose to use the light package for properties under 5,000 square feet. But if you are interested in enhancing and elevating your listings with any of the products we covered today, here's where you'll have clarity on all your invoicing information as well as payment methods, and you'll get a detailed breakdown of everything that you've purchased per order for that billing cycle. Another thing I want to cover is you can also customize what products you include on an automatic basis for the app. So if you know that you're always going to be ordering a plus floor plan for all of your listings, then you can automatically set it as a default. So you don't even have to worry about selecting it in the app. Same is true if you know that you're always going to need a GLA add-on, maybe with your light floor plan. Putting it as a default will just make sure that you don't miss purchasing it initially, and it will save you a lot of time in the back end as well. And the last thing I want to cover is your styling. So if you want to go with the Plus, you'll have the option to customize and brand your floor plans and really go as crazy as you like or your customers would like. But if you are new with us, you can get started by selecting Create Style. And from here, you can go through all the different editing options that are available for you. We will cover this more in depth in tomorrow's webinar if you're interested as well. But just a quick overview is some of the things you'll be able to add is your own brand logo. You'll be able to customize the color scheme based on the room types. We do have default styles available that you can preview. Our most popular one is our earth tones. You can change things like the label text style, color, and even how the letters are casted as well. And we do include a disclaimer text at the bottom of each floor plan that notes that the floor plans are created by CubiCasa app. The measurements are deemed highly reliable but not guaranteed. You can remove this statement entirely, or you can add your own if you're more comfortable with that option. And lastly, you can also choose all the different measurement methods in which you want to display your floor plan in, or hide them completely if you would like. Once you save your style template, you can create additional ones and set which one will be your default in the app. And for orders that have already been generated, you can always go back and change the style by selecting Change Style, and then just selecting that new template you've made. So that's everything that I wanted to cover with you guys today. If you ever have any questions or want additional resources on any of the products that we've covered, the chat bubble at the bottom of your screen is a great resource for you. So if you go under the messages tab, sorry, under the help, let's cover that one first. You'll be able to get access to our Help Center knowledge base, which is a keyword searchable database on everything related to CubiCasa, including all the products that we've covered today. So if you want to find out more information on how to adjust your CubiCasa tour or how does a 3D video work, this is a great place for you to go for that additional information. And of course, our messages tab is where you can get a hold of our live customer support team. When you send us a message, it is a live chat, and we will get back to you really quickly on any answers or questions you might have. So with that, I will pass it back to Joseph to close us out.
All right, excellent. I'm going to get my screen reshared here just to start us out. All right. Well, thank you again, everyone, so much for joining us today. Hopefully, this was helpful to get an introduction to what CubiCasa is, if this is brand new to you, show you all of the different products that are available to you, really awesome floor plans that you can create for your listings, and different types of products that you can use just working with your sales side and buy side clients. While I touch on some of the additional questions that came through, Daniela is going to select our randomly drawn winners for today. First up, I want to direct everyone's attention to the chat box. I sent over a couple of links there. You'll find a link to the 3D video rendering that we watched. Also, a general link to our YouTube channel where you can poke around, find additional examples of the 3D renderings, but also short form video content that walks through all of the different tools and features available within CubiCasa. If this is brand new to you, we also have awesome getting started videos like best scanning practices. So I encourage everyone to poke around our YouTube channel. I also sent over what I alluded to earlier that we are doing a special through the end of the year where we can actually decorate those 3D renders with holiday decorations and decor, things like that. So be sure to check out the little message in there. I also sent over a link to one of those samples so you can see a holiday themed 3D video rendering. Lastly, I sent over general links to our help center, which is that keyword searchable help center to find any sort of thing that you need, all the ins and outs of CubiCasa and all the available products, as well as a link to our dedicated CubiCasa tour page so you can learn some more there. So that's everything in terms of the available questions and things like that that came through the chat. I'm going to check in with Daniela to see who our lucky winners are, if those are ready, and then we will wrap things up for the day.
Perfect. All right. So we have three prizes for today. The first two are a free plus. So that will come with a free CubiCasa tour as well as the home and snapshot reports. So the lucky winners for those two prizes is Brian Tella and Liz Marone. So congratulations, guys. And the last grand prize is for a free 3D bundle. So this will include all the light and plus as well as the 3D floor plan and video. And our lucky winner for that grand prize is Stephen Huang, if I'm pronouncing your name right. So congratulations on winning that prize. It's a Christmas present from CubiCasa, so I hope you enjoy, and I will be following up with you after this webinar to confirm once those new prizes have been added to your account.
All right, excellent. And actually, one final question that I do want to touch on that came through that I think will be helpful for everyone in the group. Can we integrate photos from our professional photographers? So yes, with the CubiCasa Tour, you can upload the actual professional listing photos that you're using for the listing, and that's what we'll use to create the tour. If you are shooting your own photographs, you can upload those as well. We'll create the tour from whatever photos you actually upload to that listing. But that's everything that we got for you today. Thank you again, everyone, so much for joining us. We're going to leave the room open for the next 15 minutes or so, just to allow time for additional Q&A. So please feel free to keep the questions coming. If you think of questions later this week or whenever you start editing and trying out some of these new products, don't forget that chat bubble will follow you throughout. We are always available to help with any sort of questions that you have. But thank you again, everyone, so much for joining us. Happy holidays and happy scanning.